Josh Trent standing here with Dr. Greg Rose at TPI in beautiful San Diego. We're going to go over a few technology pieces as they relate to the fitness industry and trainers and check out some really cool sensors. What do you have for us today? What can we check out?
Why don't we start on the ground right here. This is what's called the body track mat. This is a pressure plate. Now it has force, normal force, which is just basically how much you're pushing up, and it has pressure. And when you stand on this, basically you learn a lot about, like if somebody just stands on this, I'll learn just standing here. So let's say it's a more intense postural screen. I can see if you put more weight on your right leg, your left leg is more towards your toes, your heels, just to see if you're out of balance, one thing. And then all of our movement patterns, like if I asked you to squat or run, I can look at under this to see, are you avoiding your left hip or your left knee? So just get an idea of what makes you tick, what makes you move, and what can be off just by using pressure, right? And sometimes we'll even have a gait where we'll just walk over it. Just by the way you strike the plate, we can kind of see if there's something off with your gait.
So as I'm standing right here, you'll know if I'm, asymmetry to one side or the other.
When we go over to the TV, I'll show you what that looks like.
Okay, let's check a little more then.
Yeah, so we can see your pressure, and I think you're going to see a lot of those ending up in the fitness industry, just because it's like I said, it's a high-powered postural evaluation where people can actually see, like, what the heck? I didn't realize that I have like 70% of my weight over here. Now, there are going to be all different causes of that, but at least you know.
How long do you feel this is timeline from being in the majority of clubs?
It's already showing for clubs now. So this is rapid adoption. So I think this is something that you're already finding a lot of clubs. Okay, but the reason it's going faster now is a good pressure plate used to be like $10,000. This is like $2,000. So it's just getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and you get ones that.
Moore's law is a real thing. Now, what does this connect to?
So basically, like I said, it just connects to a computer. We can look at it right now.
Please.
So over here, so
and we'll come in close too for the sound so we can hear.
Here, so you can kind of see this. So if the video's a little dark here, but let me bring up so this is an example of the pressure. Okay, so this is actually a golfer swing on the pressure plate, but we can see, and you can see it on the TV screen where you can see the pressure, and it's the center pressure. Is how, as they move, we can see where they're putting their weight, like on the right foot, left foot. And if I go live, let me just do this live real quick. Hopefully. Okay, stand on that mat, Jeff. Okay, look up here. Okay, so if you just stand tall, shoot it in, so I can look here and I can see, see that white line move so that your feet are in the middle of the white line? Yeah? Oh, sorry.
Oh, this back line?
Let me make sure that's, sometimes we put foot center between the two.
Center between the two.
So I can look at this and I can see, okay, right now I'm just stand tall. You can see you've got about 56% of your weight on your right leg. So you have more load on your right leg, more pressure on your right leg than your left leg.
That's so interesting because in my brain it doesn't feel that way.
And I can see on the ball of the foot versus the front of the foot versus the heel, pretty balanced, about 50-50 from the ball of your foot to the heel. You can see if you move towards your toes, move all your weight to your toes, and kind of shift toward me. Good, so you can see now you're 100% on your toes. Move toward your heels. And you got to move all your way through your heels, so I can see in the right, left foot, I can have you shift back and forth. So that's like really quick. And then I can have you move or squat. Like let's say you go for a squat. So you can see as you squat. That wasn't bad. That was about 55, 45 again. That you kept your weight right and left. That's pretty balanced. A lot of people do that really wrong. A lot of people, if they have a problem with a knee or a foot when they squat, you'll see it almost go 80% on one side.
So my calves aren't too tight.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. So that's pressure. That's a real simple thing.
Okay.
Pressure. And then this over here, this is one of the motion capture systems. Now, when I say motion capture, this is how we take data off the player or off the athlete, and we basically put sensors on them, and the sensors are all connected to the computer, and the computer rebuilds the athlete, and then from there, we can actually measure anything we want. So we can measure any joint in your body, any range of motion. So if you want to know, is my ankle affecting my squat or my lunge, or if it's affecting the way I perform in a sport, this technology allows us to do it. What we have is, this is called a magnetic transmitter. It throws a magnetic field around the room like an MRI, and then these sensors, they track what's called 6 degrees of freedom. I can see if you're moving front to back, left to right, up or down. I can see if you're rotating, side bending, or forward bending. And all that comes back over to the computer. And you can see over here, we capture a golfer. I'll show you how cool this is. So again, we can do any motion from just basic movement to a sport. So here's one of our PGA Tour players. And basically what I can do is, because it's not really them, it's the computer model of them, I can spin this around, I can look at any angle I want. You can look at some creative angles if you want. I can do single frame or multiple frame, where I can trace these to kind of see where their paths and planes are. And then I can take all of that data, and if I say, all right, let's go ahead, analysis, graph, you see all these graphs here, I can create a graph I can go on here and I can say, all right, let's look at his, how about this, neck rotation. Say he's got a problem with his neck. Okay, so I add this on here, and basically now I can look at anywhere in this movement that we just captured. If I go back, so you can kind of see where we are here. If I go back to the top of his backswing right here, his neck is rotated 84.7 degrees. So at the top of his backswing, his neck is rotated almost 85 degrees. Most people don't realize that your neck needs to rotate almost 90 degrees in golf, but we can see if you're able to do that. If someone's got a neck problem, and we know that most of our tour players rotate 85 degrees, but on yours we see it only goes 50 degrees, it's probably affecting your golf swing.
This is the bleeding edge of technology in sports. So I think it's only like a few years before maybe a micro-sized version of this might be in gyms for trainers everywhere.
You're going to see a kiosk. You can go into a kiosk that has some sensors that you can hook up, some of the wireless sensors that we have here. You can hook that up. You're going to go through some movements. Based on those movements, it's going to give you some recommendations on here's some things you can do in the gym to improve your movements. Here's some things you should avoid. So you work with one of our trainers to kind of fix those, correct those patterns. But that's the future.
Well, thanks for sharing with us. This is such an incredible facility. You can learn more in the comments. We'll link TPI. Dr. Greg, thanks for showing us your facility today.
Thanks.